So, in the spirit of UFC 308 coming up October 26th, it's nearly around the corner, I will be revisiting Khamzat Chimaev versus Robert Whitaker. Now, I had months ago sworn to myself that I wasn't going to post about this fight again after first posting about this like at the beginning of summer. But then, Khamzat got sick. The fight had to be postponed, and now it's coming up this month, apparently. I'm impressed that nobody's pulled out yet, but, we don't really fully know until the fight actually happens, until we're like minutes before these two fighters walk out into the cage. That's when we can be certain. But anyway, I will post like it is certain. I will talk about this fight and cover it like it is certain. So yeah, I had Khamzat winning months ago at the beginning of the summer. But first, let's talk about the fight real quick. So we got Robert Whitaker. Bobby Knuckles has always been, a legend since he got the belt, since he became the middleweight champion of the world in the UFC. And then, he lost it. Had to build himself back up, not entirely brick by brick, but he had to collect some wins together, and then he had a fight against Dricus. That's the fight that we've all come to know and have a pretty good picture of in recent memory when he fought Dricus not too long ago. Dricus outclassed him on the feet, caught Bobby pretty quickly, and then dropped him, finished him on the ground, and that's when I thought, Bobby Knuckles had finally been washed. Like he's finally reached the washed stage where, he is just past his prime. But it seems like that quite the opposite has happened. It seems like Robert Whitaker has found a newfound hope, a rekindled flame. He is back, or he seems to be. But yeah, he fought Ikram Aliskerov next. That was his comeback fight. He fought Ikram. I had Ikram winning. I thought he was going to win. And hey man, I was absolutely wrong. In round one, Bobby Knuckles, aka Robert Whitaker, outclassed Ikram on the feet. Almost immediately, but later in the round, he outclassed him. Both guys were exchanging punches, and Bobby Knuckles got the better of him. He just got the better of him, I think he landed a couple overhands, and then he finished it with an uppercut. And I think the uppercut was what dropped Ikram straight to the ground. But for Robert Whitaker to outclass Ikram and knock him out in that fashion in the first round, you got to admit he's back. He's back. If not, he's found a newfound hope, or like I said, a rekindled flame or something. He's back on another title run. And this one looks good. It looks good, but I think that title run just might be cut short, because next up for him after outclassing Ikram is trying to climb a seemingly unclimbable mountain in beating Khamzat Chimaev. If Whitaker was to beat Khamzat, straight shot to the title. No thing about it. Like if Robert Whitaker was not getting a title shot after beating Khamzat Chimaev, that's got to be illegal. Like that's got to something's got to change. The UFC would be fucking boycotted. But I don't think it's possible. I don't think it would happen. I think it's possible. I think it's possible, and I'll tell you why. But anyway, I still think it's a tough fight for Robert Whitaker. Fighting Khamzat Chimaev is very tough. We're talking about the guy who arguably beat Kamaru Usman. He's ragdolling people. He's got pretty good striking as well. It's not stellar, but it's good to finish you on the feet. And his grappling is what really has put him on the map and made him so dangerous. And his energy is out of this world when he's fit and has trained right, which he didn't for during the summer before their last fight, because as we all know, Khamzat fell ill before he was to fight Robert Whitaker in June of this summer. And I was surprised, but Khamzat has been known to pull out of fights, not make fights. So that's also a thing. That's why I still think that this upcoming fight is still up in the air. But Khamzat fell ill. I think it was because he trained wrong. Everybody's saying it's because he trained wrong. He might have put too much energy into his training, too much. He just overtrained, is what I'm trying to say. He overtrained, and it didn't bode well for him, and it ended up just fucking him up. So he had to take a break. The fight got postponed. Luckily, Bobby Knuckles was able to wait. He still wants to fight Chimaev. I don't blame him, because if you beat Khamzat, you are definitely heading right to that belt. But yeah, I think it's a really unclimbable mountain for Robert Whitaker. But let me give grace to the people who do think Robert Whitaker is going to win, because Robert Whitaker, especially when he fought Ikram, has proven his striking is next level. It's always been. He's a beautiful striker. He really knows where to place punches, so that they land with so much precision, and then you just got to throw a bit of power in there to just put them to the ground with how precise they are. And he's got great takedown defense, like excellent counter grappling too. So he's a stellar fighter, and he's a legend. He's already a bona fide legend because of how he got to the middleweight belt, So he's a well-known name, and I consider him to be a legend. But we're talking about Khamzat Chimaev again. We're talking about Khamzat Chimaev. When he makes fights, when he's able to make the fight, make weight, and be healthy, he's a threat. He's a real threat. He knows how to. Oh man, his double legs, his single legs, his takedowns are, oh my gosh, their artwork. If you really look at them, the striking, while it's not, Conor McGregor level, it's there. It's not like you can outclass Khamzat easily on the feet, even though he was kind of done so by Gilbert Burns. But anyway, that's besides the point. He's still excellent on the feet. He's pretty good on the feet. I'd say he's not excellent. He's good. I'd say Khamzat's good on the feet, and he's excellent on the ground. And I think what really carries all those skills and puts it up, near the greats is his energy, because he's so energetic. His drive to win is so strong. He just goes for it every time. So yeah, when he makes weight and he's healthy, he's a real threat, and I think he'll be a threat against Robert. Now, how do I think the fight is going to go? Robert Whitaker, I think, will have the edge on the feet. I think Khamzat has to bring this fight to the ground, especially with, again, I'm really looking hard at the Ikram versus Robert Whitaker fight, because Robert Whitaker looked so beautiful on the feet in that fight, and I think he's going to bring that skill set to the fight with Khamzat. So that's why I feel like Robert's going to have an edge against Chimaev on the feet. But where I think Chimaev is going to steal this fight is on the ground. I think it doesn't really matter how great Robert is on the feet. He's got to be excellent with takedown defense and grappling defense, because that's what I think Khamzat's going to immediately go to, and his energy is what's going to bring that grappling to the next level, because he's just going to find those takedown attempts. He's going to find those openings for really well-timed takedowns throughout that fight. So while Robert's going to probably focus on striking up here to the midsection, to the head, Khamzat's going to probably utilize that to go right at the end of exchanges to Robert Whitaker's waist to bring him down to the ground. I think it's going to happen. So yeah, I think Khamzat Chimaev's going to bring this fight to the ground often, and with how UFC judging has been for some time now, they're going to really, really weigh grappling really heavily, and they're going to lean to Khamzat Chimaev probably in a decision win. I'll give Robert Whitaker the benefit of the doubt. I think he survives Khamzat's onslaught throughout the whole fight, but Khamzat will win via how many times he takes him down and his activity while he's on the ground with Robert Whitaker. Because once he takes Robert Whitaker down, he'll probably work in some striking. It won't be crazy striking, but it'll be some some striking while grappling, like hammer fists and knees to the leg if they're in the clinch, shit like that Khamzat can utilize to build up points. But yeah, I'm gonna give it to Khamzat for a decision win. I think he'll probably pretty much kind of ragdoll Robert Whitaker. But I'll end the video with this. There is a chance that Robert Whitaker wins, of course, because it's the fight game. Anything can happen. But I think it'll be like if Robert Whitaker is to win, I think he wins on the feet, and it will be that beautiful striking, those beautiful combinations he could put together. But I don't think there'll be enough to put Khamzat's lights out. I really don't. I think Khamzat Chimaev will have enough striking skill to, you know, shoot for takedowns at the end of exchanges, keep his head out of precise range, shit like that he can utilize to get his grappling to be the thing that will make him win. So yeah, without you know, pushing this video on for too long, I think Khamzat wins by decision, unanimous decision. I think the judges will weigh Khamzat's takedowns heavily. I think Khamzat will get about 5 or 6 of them, and he'll hold Robert Whitaker down to the ground for some considerable amount of time to get some ground control as well. And Robert will probably outclass Khamzat on the feet for a bit, but I don't think Khamzat will keep the fight on the feet for as long as Robert Whitaker needs it to be. And that's it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next. Like, subscribe, comment too. I love you.